It is our favorite time of the week again, time for #RisingQs, where we get to answer your questions. Let's start. What's question number one, Saagar?
All right, question one. Will the left's attempts to call out the Trump rally over coronavirus fail due to hypocrisy?
Probably.
Yes.
I mean,
Short answer.
Most of the Democrats' attempts to call out Trump, like, they always pick the wrong things.
Yes.
It's always something that they're either hypocritical on or that no one cares about, frankly, so... Look, there are a lot of things that I criticize the president on, that Saagar criticized the president on. The rally is a hard one because, look, I supported and do support the right of people to go out in the street and protest, to advocate for a political cause during this time, understanding the attendant risks, which we all should understand are very real, whether it's a protest that you support or a political cause that you do not support. So, I don't think that these are going to particularly land with the American
and
public.
if you're consistent, and if people want to go, then they're going to go. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And as long as they have actual public health information that can guide them upon the risk, then at the end of the day, we're all citizens and we have to make that decision for ourselves.
Pretty much.
All right, what's the second one?
Question number two. Have the police brutality protests across the nation effectively eliminated Kamala Harris's chances of being the Dem VP choice, given her problematic past as California's AG? This is such a great question because I think that they should. Because if your issue, remember, I really thought Amy Klobuchar was going to end up as VP. But then she was a person who had failed to prosecute Chauvin and was basically like, okay, well, that's over. So her record as a prosecutor was what took her down. Kamala Harris also has a problematic record. She kind of followed part of her path to power is following this like tough on crime. I know she tries to frame herself as a progressive prosecutor now, but it's not the reality. It came up during the primary. I think that those issues should be problematic for people who care about this. But, the neoliberal voices that we hear at the top that fixate on like identity above policy above all else, Kamala has been at the top of their list for a long time. So I'm not sure that it does. I think it should.
Right.
If you actually care about policy and you actually want change on this issue. She's not different from Joe Biden on this at all, as far as I can tell. I can't imagine that she would be fundamentally different. It should, but I don't think that it does.
That's why I love this this question, because it's like, you're thinking like a normal person. But if you're not a normal person and you're, Joe Biden and his campaign, you're like, oh, actually, because of identity politics and all that, it makes her the perfect choice. I actually think it makes her more likely to become the pick, not less likely. So there we go.
Yeah. Okay, last question. This is a good one. Saagar,
Jimmy.
Jimmy, yes. You've had many excellent guests. Who would be your dream guest, Saagar, who you haven't had on to interview yet?
Okay, so I struggled with this one, and I'm going to go with what Conan O'Brien had, which was Robert Caro. He's one of my favorite authors. He does not grant very many interviews. I would love to interview him here on the show, but I want him to keep working on his 5th LBJ book. So,
so you'll leave him alone for now. We have had so many great guests that some of my wish list has been checked off, frankly. I mean, we're lucky to get to talk to Glenn Greenwald practically every week here. Yeah. He's, like, in my view, a dream guest. Matt Taibbi is, somebody that I've looked up to and respected for a long time. Thomas Piketty, who is an economist, who's really laid some of the most important groundwork in terms of the source and structure of inequality, is another dream guest that we've gotten to interview here. So I'm going to go with one that is maybe a little bit outside of what you would expect. I'm a massive Dolly Parton fan, and I love her. And if I was going to think about someone I would actually freak out to meet and interview, it would be Dolly Parton.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm on board with that.
Dolly, if you're watching, call me.
Come on, Dolly.
All right. We'll have more content for you later today. Have a good one.